Hey, how's it going, you guys? This is Pet Platypus here, and it's time to talk about Avatar: The Last Airbender: The Search, Part 1 for Avatar Month, celebrating the 10th anniversary of the Avatar: The Last Airbender series, and this is the first part of the second comic book trilogy. And it's pretty damn good. It's definitely more tightly written than The Promise, because The Promise had a lot of meandering around with the fangirls and with the whole metal bending academy, and those things played a part towards the end, but it was still kind of just, all right, is this going to actually matter? You're building up everything. This is very tightly written. This is very to the point, which I like. It's a nice change of pace compared to The Promise. We start off, and throughout the entire chapter, it interchanges between flashbacks of Ursa, Zuko's mother, and her marriage with Ozai and everything, and we see her with her previous boyfriend, and that kind of made me think, yeah, wait a minute, why would you choose to marry a bag of dicks like Ozai? Because he is in fact a bag of dicks, and you seem like a pretty nice girl, so what the fuck? It's not exactly an arranged marriage, but it's basically kind of like you should marry my son, I'm the Fire Lord, if you say no, and you break my son's heart, I will destroy your entire family. Like, he doesn't say that, but it's no, I don't want to say it's implied, but I just feel like that's probably some of the thoughts going through her head as she chose to marry Ozai. And she cuts things off with her previous boyfriend who tries to fight for her, and she marries Ozai. And I guess I'll just get all that flashback stuff out of the way. Her former boyfriend goes to live off secluded. He grows a big old epic beard, and he ends up seeing this wolf spirit. I mention that because the wolf spirit shows up later, and I feel like they wouldn't have shown that if it didn't matter. So I think that's important. And then Ursa, she's with Ozai. They're at the wedding, and Ozai's like, yeah, say goodbye to your parents and your fucking original hometown. You can never mention them again. You belong to the Fire Nation. You belong to me. And you can see the look on her face. She's like, holy shit, I just got in way over my head. Like, my life is gone now. And she clearly does not care about the life of royalty at all. She cares more about how her life just got completely fucked in terms of her loved ones and everything. And she's writing letters to her former boyfriend, or at least to her hometown, probably to her parents or whatever. And she gives them to this old lady, and the old lady's like, yeah, I'll send them. And then she ends up taking them to Ozai like a backstabbing bitch. And Ozai sees one of the letters is, we don't know what he read, but he gets really mad. And if it's the letter that Zuko read at the end of this chapter, I can see why he'd be a little fucking salty. I can see why his body would be made of like 75% salt water, because if it's true, then yeah. But anyways, I'll get to that final part later. The main present time part of the story is Zuko kind of, I don't want to say, I guess kind of, yeah, he's kind of trying to, rekindle his family and get Azula and Ozai in the same room with him and talk, but they won't talk to each other with Zuko there, so he leaves to let them talk. Azula is just so psychotic and so awesome. Almost every shot of her that's drawn with the psycho eyes and everything looks really good. She's angled really well. It's lit really well. The art's really good. I'd say better than The Promise. Not by a huge margin. It's definitely the same artists, but they improved quite a bit, I think. Anyway, though, she ends up not blackmailing, but getting Zuko to make a deal with her by finding the letters and being like, hey, these letters can help you get to your mom, but you have to let me go with you. I want to meet her too. I want to fucking settle things because she is a psycho, and fucking, I'll get to that in a second, but yeah, he agrees. Azula can come. No fucking restraints or anything. Just got to keep an eye on her. And then he says, Aang, I need all you guys to help me out. And Aang, Katara, Sokka, and pretty much everybody on the planet is like, dude, no, Azula, what are you doing? This is a horrible, horrible idea. And he's like, yeah, it pretty much is, but this is my only chance of finding my mom. And they're like, yeah, okay, whatever. And I love, as soon as Azula does something, even slightly threatening, they restrain the shit out of her. Like, they ice down her arm and rock her legs together. I loved that. They're like taking no chances with her. And they go off flying, and they make some jokes about how she's replacing Toph right now, because Toph has a lot of metal bending academy stuff to do. Again, I still think that's strongly hinting at the metal bending police force and everything. Also, speaking of foreshadowing, Zuko also said that him and Aang were still talking about that whole, like, recreation of Yudao, and he said Aang wants to make a city. And I'm like, yes, I was right. It's definitely Republic City. So I love being right about stuff like that. It was pretty obvious. I'm not gonna like act like I'm fucking predicting the future and shit, but still, it is cool that that's what they were hinting towards. So yeah, Azula's a psycho. She keeps saying things like, how did she convince you to not be afraid of me? How did she tell you how to beat me? Like, who the fuck are you talking about? And she starts talking to her mom in reflection. And it's disturbing, the things that her mom says. She is like imagining her mother saying like this, the most motherly, you're confused, I love you, Azula, all this stuff. And she's just shutting her out and like, I'm gonna kill you. And how did you convince everybody? How did you tell them to kill me? Like she thinks that her mom went to Zuko and Katara and Ty Lee and May and somehow co-conspired with them to overthrow her and depower her and ruin her life, and it's insane. There's no logic, but it's awesome. And it really makes you want to see closure come to Azula's character. I like her character. I like this dynamic she has with her mom. And although she's evil and a total fucking cunt, it will be nice to see her get some closure. Even if she's still evil, it'll be nice to see her get some closure with her mother. Hopefully by part 3. Then they fight the wolf, which is a badass. It's like eating fucking Zuko's fireballs, and it's spitting out these fucking moth wasps, which that's the stuff in nightmares right there. And he's just spitting them out like they're fucking Pez. And they end up chasing him away, or Azula chases him away with this badass lightning technique. Then Sokka and Zuko have this very nice talk about how you should treat your sister and everything, and Sokka puts a blanket over Katara, and Zuko puts a blanket over Azula. And you never really think about it, but Sokka and Zuko are the perfect characters to kind of have these conversations because they do both have younger sisters, and although Katara and Azula are completely different younger sisters with completely different relationships to their older brothers, there's still a parallel there that Sokka and Zuko can share. So that's cool. And then Zuko finds the letter, and the bomb is dropped that Zuko might not be Ozai's son because of the way the letter is worded. Now, I don't know if this is the case. I feel like the way the letter was worded could go either way, whether it could be Ozai's son or her former boyfriend's son, because Zuko can't be Fire Lord anymore if he's not Ozai's son, right? And I believe in the Legend of Korra he was Fire Lord, or, you know, his daughter was the Fire Lord or something. If I remember, I'm not quite sure. I forget, in Korra, comment below, was he the current Fire Lord? Or was his daughter? But either way, if it was his daughter, that means it went down to the next bloodline, which means he can't be adopted, or he can't be like a half-brother to Azula or anything. So, I'll see where that goes, but it was a nice bombshell to end on. It was a good cliffhanger. And overall, I guess I'll wrap up, since that's the full summary. The technicals, the story progression was fairly large. It started, and we had good flashbacks to kind of do exposition for Ursa and Ozai's relationship. They set things up very nicely, but they didn't go too far. The main story, it went along, everything got started, the characters are together, they're on their journey, the pieces are laid out, but there isn't like a huge amount of story progression, but it's good setup, so the setup's very nice. The artwork was very good, better than the Promises artwork, as I said before, and it was paced very well. As I said, there wasn't a lot of meandering around with Metal Bending Academy stuff and fangirl stuff. It got right to the point, which isn't always necessary. It doesn't always have to get right to the point, but it was a nice change of pace compared to The Promise. So, yeah, I really liked it. I'll probably give this first starting chapter an 8 out of 10. I thought it was what do I give 8s? Like a very good? Yeah, it was a very good start, and I give it an overall rating of a very good. So, thanks for watching this video. Tell me what you guys thought of Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Search, Part 1 in the comments below. Follow me on Instagram, which, by the way, I'm Pet Platypus on Instagram. I've never really said what I'm called on Instagram, so it's kind of hard to follow me when you don't know what I'm called. I just kind of assumed you'd search Pet Platypus and find me, but yes, I'm Pet Platypus on Instagram. Please follow me if you would like. Rate this video if you would like, please, and subscribe if you like what you've seen here, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.